everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of the Whatever Report, where we hang out on a Saturday and I ramble for an hour and you guys hang out with me and listen, and I appreciate it. So, hopefully we're going to have a good time tonight. Actually, I have some things to talk about on my agenda. What's with that? That's not very Whatever Report like. But yeah. I'm looking kind of scraggly again. I'm going to have to, do some cleaning up. Burklar here coming in ahead of Unruly and GT Key and John. What the heck? But good for you, Burklar. He was number one today, apparently. Unruly also beating GT Key. GT Key was slacking a little bit. He was only third 2 hours before I went live, but still third. What the heck? We'll see if any of those guys come back here anytime soon. My man Lasso was here right at the beginning. Ye of little faith. I told you I would do it eventually, and we got her done. We will talk about that in a minute. Russell Jones, what is going on? Good evening to you, sir. Good evening to you. Yeah, your girl Dazzler is not winning the poll. She's not winning the poll. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyway. Also, Superior Hero Collectibles, what is up, sir? What is up? Gordon, my man. What is happening, Gordon? Welcome, sir. Welcome. So, yeah, we're hanging out on a Saturday evening. I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend so far and continue to do so. So we're going to get into our usual stuff and banter and hopefully have a good time. Whatever we're drinking, just water tonight. I did have some bourbon with dinner, but my dinner didn't really sit very well. So, we're gonna forego a little sipping tonight. I was gonna open a new bottle, but we're gonna pass on that right now. Just Roger Corman, Fantastic Four. I found it entertaining for what it was. Still better than the last. Well, that is not a high bar, TJ. Not a high bar, but I'm glad it cleared it. I am glad it cleared it. What is going on, man? I have not seen you in the chat for a little while, so I appreciate that you're here. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful weekend. And hi. Yes. Hello to you. So, yeah. We're just sipping on a little water tonight. I tried to spill it. That would have been bad. And then I went to pick up the glass. I bumped it against my desk, and luckily no water went anywhere. No glass got broken. So, but close to a, not really a catastrophe, because there's nothing really right there that really would have hurt, except for, nothing really. So, but still would have been a mess. Still would have been a mess. All right. So, we're 3 minutes in. We got that covered. Let's see what we got. Let's get back to let's talk about the channel a little bit. So, my man Lasso mentioned it earlier. So, we'll talk about a couple things that have already happened this week. I did drop twice because I screwed it up. The Let's Collect a Don Troy, hence she got the thumbnail tonight. So we gave her the thumbnail for this because it's a big week for her on my channel, at least. I don't know what happened with the first version of the Let's Collect. It was fine when I went to upload it out of. So I'm making an iMovie. I upload it to my desktop, and then from there, I can do it in a higher. And then from my desktop, I upload it to YouTube, and I do that because I can actually get a higher HD quality, like higher video quality by doing that. It won't let me upload as high quality if I go straight from iMovie to YouTube. And it was fine when it left iMovie, but somehow I got screwed up. So I killed all the momentum on that video. It had like 34 views, which for Let's Collect is pretty good in like the first hour or so. Then I had to make that private and then upload the new version. And so I apologize for the error, but the new version is up. Doesn't even have 100 views yet, so go watch it. Those take a lot of work, and that's like depressing me at the moment because I have more views or more votes for who's going to be the next Let's Collect than I have views on the last one. Which is not a high motivating factor to keep doing it, although I know those are I know those are not big in the moment view getters. They never have been. They're always slow builds, and they usually take off later. But I've noticed that like the polls in a week for who's going to be Let's Collect usually get more votes in the week than an actual video does in its first week. It seems like, so that's always a little depressing. I can just do polls. This character versus this character, and I might get more interaction. So there's my man John, who is Donna Troy. Well, that is, I think, aren't you got a video where you're gonna like steal all my thunder and take all my views and talk about Donna Troy tomorrow? I believe, and I didn't get invited either. I didn't get invited to be a part of that. So that's, I assume you're breaking down the story, the Who is Donna Troy story, but on your retro rewind is what your video is about. But yeah, there's my man John. Oh, I clicked on Lazo again, but there's my man John. What is going on, sir? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and, you know, got to do something besides kids sports, but hopefully maybe some kids sports too. So I appreciate that, Lasso. You're quite we are D&D tomorrow. Dang it, I keep like he's moving as I go to click on somebody. But yes, we are D&D tomorrow, Lasso. So yeah, I know that's why I can't be there, but I know. So he who remains, what is going on? Like a little preview of popping your comment up before I got to you, but yo to you as well. So yeah, we put out both those winnings. So we put out the Let's Collect, and then the history of Donna, which was kind of a fun sidebar. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know that I'll do it. There's so many channels that kind of do history of comics kind of stuff like that probably do it way better than I do. But it was fun. I went down that rabbit hole when somebody was like, her first appearance was really Wonder Woman 123, and I'm like, what? And I went down that rabbit hole, and it was kind of fun. And I may end up having to grab a couple of those books at some point. But so it was kind of a fun thing to see, and I'm not going to go into it here, but if you haven't watched that, how Wonder Girl became Donna, it was not a straight line, shockingly. It was an interesting configuration. So if you have any interest, you should go watch that video. I dropped it on Thursday morning instead of Thursday night because I can't use the time thing apparently on YouTube to set up a video quickly. Kenneth Bird, what is going on? I appreciate it. One of them had the version that was screwed up for some reason. One of the it went like the sound was good all the way through, but there was a spot where it lost the video feed and it just went black. The screen went black for like 10 seconds in the middle of the first Donna Troy, and I don't know what happened there, how that happened. I don't know. I don't know how I got screwed up. One of the little slides where I pop up the information didn't work and it didn't show, and I don't know what the deal was. We're gonna kill each other. I think we're gonna move past it. I've been thinking about my character and how he's gonna play some things, and he's gonna have to be. Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll get past it. So we'll see how I play my character going forward. He's gonna have to maybe learn some patience. Either that, or they're just gonna kill each other. So that'll be fun. So those things came out this week on my thing. So let me know what you think of the history video. It was fun to do. It was kind of like Let's Collect. I had more fun doing the Let's Collect in the history video, even though they're a lot of work than I necessarily. My guess is the history stuff is going to be limited to things I find via doing Let's Collect and not things that I just are going to go out and search for. There's so many other channels. I mean, the Casually Comics video I linked in there where she was talking about the Impossible Tales. I mean, if it hadn't been for that video, I probably wouldn't have completely went down that rabbit hole. So there's so many people that do such a good job with that kind of stuff. I don't know that I'm the right person to do it, but it was fun. It was fun to do the Donna Troy thing and like see that. So I think he is, yeah, for sure. Do you know Jigs and CJ? Jigs Kingdom? Yeah, I know who Jigs Kingdom is. I watch them some. So I don't get, it's weird. I went from a YouTube lurker to a YouTube commenter and then a YouTube channel and commenting in everybody's videos. And now I would say about 3/4 of the time that I watch somebody's stuff, probably 3/4 of the time I watch stuff now, it's all like after the fact. Like I go back after the fact. But even when I watch somebody live, most of the time I never even comment in the chat. I just watch. But yeah. Um, evening, broke because of comics. Welcome, sir. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? And I think that's our connecting tissue here is that we're all broke because of comics. So that was what was on my channel. Let's get into what's coming up on the channel, which has been the little banner here for a while. But yeah, there's 2 Don Troy videos you can check out from this week. Of course, there'll be a Cash or Trash at some point, probably Monday. We'll be over on Alec on White Wall Comics channel tomorrow night playing D&D. At least as of right now, that is the plan. And we will see if my character and Tony's characters come to blows. And I think I'm going to have to tone mine back a little bit. I'm going to play him a little differently to make this work than I was originally planning on. So we're going to see. And then this week, don't know that I have anything. We kind of ended up having to put Black Science off for a couple weeks. I think next weekend. I'm probably going to do dedicate. I don't know if I'll dedicate whatever report, but I'm going to do a thing at some point I'm going to do a thing talking about what's going to become of the indie show, because I don't know what's going to become of the indie show. So, I'm not sure what I want to do there at this point. But anyway, so that may be something that's coming up. Obviously my usual weekend stuff, but yeah, that's probably it. Other things coming on the channel is I did post the poll this week for who would be the next Let's Collect. It got 188 votes, which is more votes that I've gotten on views on my videos, but we talked about that already. But fight. I don't think that seems like a lot of fun. I think it was more like, the funny thing is my plan was to play my character on D&D as being pretty adventurous and pretty gung-ho, but the whole situation just didn't come across as something that would interest him at all until until we talked to the soothsayer, and that piqued his interest a little bit. But he wasn't looking to just randomly go around. As much as he's looking for adventure, he's not looking around to go around and kill people and start a fight. That's not the kind of adventure he's necessarily looking for. So we'll see if we can't make it work at some point. But and then but we'll have to maybe shift the character to take a little bit here as we go. But anyway, I got completely distracted. So yeah, you guys spoke. So I did the poll. My original plan for the next Marvel female character is going to be the next Let's Collect character was Emma and Carol and Jessica Drew were the 3 people I was going to do a poll about. And then Lasso, because he's Lasso, and he was like, Dazzler. And I thought, well, given everything that's gone on with Dazzler in the last year, given that she may show up in the Deadpool movie, I'll throw her in the poll and see what happens. But then I was like, well, wait, that gets me 3 blondes and Jessica Drew. And I was like, you know what? I'll swap Jessica and put Gwen in. So it'll be a poll for blondes. And I thought that was going to be a mistake because I thought, well, she didn't get the Swiftie votes. She didn't. Oh, I didn't leave that up long enough. She didn't get the Swiftie votes. So, and I thought that was going to be a mistake because I thought Gwen was going to run away with it. And for 30 votes, she was just crushing everyone. And then I swear Emma got 40 of the next 45 votes. It was, I'm stunned by how much Emma won that poll by. There's almost 200 votes. Emma has 50% of them. So I love Emma. I know this guy loves Emma, but I did not expect Emma to run away with the poll. I was super surprised by that. Mr. Daymare, what's going on? So yeah, at some point, I haven't started it yet, but at some point, hopefully soon, mutants don't mess around. I guess not. Yeah, she crushed them in this poll. So she will be. Well, I've done several mutants so far. 3rd female mutant because I did Rogue, I did Storm, I've done Emma now. So yeah, we're getting a lot of them. Voting is over. It's a week. I posted it last week. It's over when this show is over. So if you can go get 60 votes, Lasso, you might get Dazzler to the top. So it is over when this show is over. Dazzler is a mutant, but she got, Yeah, what is it at? Here we go. We can look. Let me refresh. So yeah, I run it until this show is over because I posted it 6 days ago. So I posted it Sunday. And yeah, 188 votes, 7% for Carol Danvers. The hate for Brie Larson apparently is real. Because even though this isn't about her, but anyway, Dazzler got 18%. That's not bad. That's not bad. So she got like 15, 16 votes. Spider-Gwen got 25%. And Emma got 50. So 96 votes went to Emma. So yeah, it's a whooping. It's a whooping. Yeah, what, 188? So no, 94 votes. Excuse me, 94 votes went to Emma. And Dazzler got like 18% of, I guess she got more than that. She got like 30 votes or whatever. So yeah, it's like a 60 vote difference. Unless AB wins. Sorry, dude. You're not the one that has to accept the results. You want to make a let's collect? I will sue you for copyright, and then, but you're welcome. But beyond that, good luck. Oh, this is true. This is true. I figured it took me a second. I was a little slow. It took me a second. But yes, I knew AB meant Allison Blair. All right. So yeah, those are things coming up on the channel. I'm probably gonna try to get started on the Emma thing fairly quickly because technically, to stay on schedule, I have to have it out by the end of April. But obviously, I didn't have the third one out by the end of March. It took till this week. So I probably won't stay on schedule, but I'd like to get back on schedule here fairly soon. So I'll try to crank the Emma one out fairly quickly. We'll see what happens. Indeed, no one kills me but me. There you go. There you go. I don't know that it's stupidity. The last time it wasn't stupidity. It was, Blaze of Glory. You did the what's going around the whole Critical Role stuff, right? You did the whole Blaze of Glory thing the last time. So. All right. Let's see. Okay. What do we got next? What did we pick up this week? Nothing major, but we did have new books come in from Midtown. Actually, on time, they came in on Friday. They came in yesterday, which is when they should come in. But here lately, they've been like late, like Monday or Tuesday instead of Friday or Saturday. And I did actually get to some reading on the back side of this. So we'll actually have some books to talk about because I've been trying to catch up on my reading. It means I have not read the Perez Wonder Woman stuff, but I'm caught up on several series I got caught up on today. About not quite half my series, but yeah, a chunk of them. Five series I got caught up on. And it put me in a position where I can hopefully get caught up and then actually read some other stuff. So, there's so new books that came in. I did get the facsimile of the Brave and Bold 54. Obviously, I have a regular copy of this, so I did grab the facsimile. I've been trying to get like any of the keys that I love and I have. If they put a facsimile out, I get a facsimile because then I can go read them. So that's kind of like any of the major keys that I have slabs of. Like if they make a facsimile, I'm getting it. I'm not getting a ton of other facsimiles, but the ones that are major books or major keys that I've invested in, I'm getting them so I can read them. So I mean, I realize I can read a lot of them online anyway, but that's kind of been my strategy to what facsimiles I buy versus what I don't. I haven't been buying like variants of facsimiles and stuff. I've just been getting the facsimile and rolling with it. Star Wars High Republic Adventures, Saber for Hire #1. Obviously, I have not read this yet. I'm behind a lot of the High Republic stuff at the moment. Darth Vader 45. This is not one of the series that I caught up on today. So I'm now, I think this makes me 3 issues behind on Darth Vader. So hopefully I'll get caught up on it tomorrow because it is actually, it's next in my catch-up stack over there. So I kind of sorted them out, like which ones I was going to try to catch up on. So it's next in my catch-up stack. This puts me 3 issues behind on Catwoman. So yeah, which is probably not that sad, given I haven't really enjoyed Teeny Howard's writing all that much. But still getting them, still getting the Nakayama covers. So yeah. Am I getting the X-Men 130 facsimile on Wednesday? I did not pre-order that one. That's not one I own. Did I not just say what my strategy had been? So wiped out your CLC. I said it's pretty off, and I went to purge a few hundred books. Oh wow. See, yeah, none of these books, there's a huge stack over here of what I'm behind. Most of them are not in my CLC yet. They haven't been put away, because even beyond what I hadn't read, there was a bunch of books that I just hadn't put away yet that were out. So yeah, I'm kind of doing both. I sorted them so I could put them away, and basically when I get caught up on a series, I'm going to put them in the CLC and put them away, and hopefully I can get through the pile here soon. Yeah, I heard Catwoman book is, yeah. Not a big fan of Teeny Howard. I'm really just not. This man's coming out in June. I don't know what that is, but I hope you enjoy it if you're looking forward to it. High Republic issue 6. This puts me 3 issues behind the High Republic. So that tells you how far behind I am based on a lot of this stuff. All right, we're going to get to the other. These are new books. We're going to go through them quickly because I'm going to talk about them when I talk about the series as I read them and cut up. Titans number 10, Nightwing 113. We got the regular A cover, and we got the Dan Amora because I just really liked it. So I did splurge on a variant. I haven't done that very much. And then Wonder Woman 8. We're going to talk about this a lot here in a little bit. So those are what my pickups were. So we're going to shift banners here and get to what are we reading. So because I actually read some stuff and got caught up a little bit. We are going to start with what is on top, which means it's the last series that I read today of the 5 series I got caught up on. I was 2 issues back with the one that came this week. I was 2 issues behind on Titans, so I read issues 9 and 10 of Titans today. So I had not been I've been a huge fan of the Tom Taylor run on Nightwing, and I'm a pretty big Tom Taylor fan anyway. Like All New Wolverine, his X-Men Red run, he did a Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man run. He's done a lot of stuff I really, really enjoyed. I haven't read a lot of his Elseworld stuff. I've mostly read his mainline stuff. But I've been a big fan of almost every one of his mainline books he's done. I haven't been a huge fan of the Titan stuff so far. When they're I'll be honest, after issue 100 of Nightwing, that first story arc after 100 with the Titans, super involved. That was kind of the setup for this Titans run. Wasn't a big fan. I didn't necessarily feel like he had a lot of the voices down. I didn't feel like he was giving. It was Nightwing focused, but it wasn't giving the other characters enough time to breathe. But I realized it was in the Nightwing book. Anyway, so it just what I had loved from 78 to 100 about his Nightwing run just kind of felt a little off with the Titan stuff. And I've kind of felt that way through that first story arc of Titans. The first 6 issues and they also had the Beast Planet or Beast War or whatever the heck it was, Beast Planet, big crossover event that was part of that, and the mind control stuff on Aqualad, or Garth, and or Tempest now. I don't know, some of that just didn't really work for me. So I hadn't really loved it. I was debating on how long I was going to keep going with the Titans run. So in issue 8, I guess, yeah, because this is 9 and 10. Issue 8, we started this. What is the story arc called? I'm gonna mess TJ up because I'm gonna pull it out because now I can't remember the name of the dang story arc, and it's gonna drive me nuts. Like why I sit here. The Darkwing Queen. See, John's saying it's terrible, and Dark-Winged Queen Part 3. So it started in issue 8. So 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to disagree with you, John. Oh, the alliteration review for you all. Tom Taylor's Titan Show. Okay, so that's what he's saying. I don't know if John's saying he thinks it's terrible or he thinks that's where I'm going. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. We've started down the Dark Winged Queen storyline, the last 3 issues. Raven, Trigon is back. I'm really, really, really enjoying the last 3 issues. Trigon is in, and it clearly is setting up this whole absolute power thing because he's working with Amanda Waller and they're getting ready to go into the that absolute power event. So I don't know how I feel about it once we go into that event and stuff and come out of it. But I really enjoyed these 3 issues. Evil Raven, with good Raven trapped inside, and like the way this is going, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out with Raven, the Darkwing Queen storyline. I'm enjoying the heck out of. I feel like we've started to get a few more moments with some of the other characters. Still not enough. Not enough Donna, not enough Walt. Like, he hasn't found the right balance of spending enough time with each of them, but yet. But overall, these 3 issues, I'm enjoying the heck out of. It's got me locked in at least through this arc on Titans. I will say that for sure. In the 80s, however, I just hear there's no clear progression in the story. It just keeps dragging with no hand. Well, I think that's we finally got, we'll get there in just a second on this, Alan. So we will. Harley's still running well. Yeah. So it's been a long, drawn out stuff. So, okay. Next up is Poison Ivy. Because she's the next one here in my stack. So these didn't come this week, but I was 2 issues behind on Poison Ivy. So I'd read the first part of her basically redone origin they were doing here. 19 and 20, I got all 3. So 19, 20, and 21, excuse me. 20, 21. Where I got all the Nakayama covers, the connecting variants. Hey, I have a question, because I also found this on that Titans book that I had like a variant on. The Titans book I got a variant on. These 2 plus the previous issue of Poison Ivy all are double covers. They slapped the variant over the top of the issue. They're all double covers. Has anybody else noticed this being the trend with DC books lately? Because all 3 issues of Poison Ivy, and I haven't been buying a lot of variants, so I don't have a lot of variants to compare to. And that Titans variant I got for issue 9. I didn't open the Nightwing. I need to see if the Nightwing did it too. Like the Nightwing Dan Mora variant, because that are like the cardstock variants or whatever. That is the new mode for DC. Okay, I had not heard them say that. They've been doing that for a while. Okay. I did not get I pre-order everything, and they didn't have the Souza variant image of it when I pre-ordered, so I didn't pre-order it because I'm trying to limit myself on books. I'm trying not to buy the variant. I'm going to have to go back and get that Souza variant. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to have to go back and get it. I love that variant. That variant is gorgeous. I like Nakayama, but these 2 don't compare to that Souza Michael variant for me, at least. So I'm going to have to go back and get that. There's a Wonder Woman variant she did also at the same time. I'm probably going to have to go back and get. But so they've just been slapping on outside. I did not know that's what they were doing. Even with the foil cover facsimile. There you go. Okay. I get it. I get what they're doing. I just didn't realize that's what they were doing. I didn't get the Harley. I didn't like the Harley one as much. But so what happened? She didn't have any of her Women's History Month or whatever variants that she had. None of them were up when I pre-ordered, so I didn't buy any of them, which was a mistake. I debated long and hard. I'm like, dude, I'll just pick a variant that I can see. So yeah, I don't know. That's one of the major disadvantages of pre-ordering 2 months in advance. Like I just ordered in April. I just ordered the books for June a few days ago. Is that I don't always get to see all the variants. What is this for Sozamakia? Sozamakia. John talked about her because he got some books signed by her at WonderCon. Cover artist who did several women's history variants for like all the female kind of led books. She did a Catwoman book, a Wonder Woman, Poison Ivy, Harley, Power Girl, Birds of Prey. Several of them I kind of wish I'd gotten, but I didn't get any of them. So I may have to go back and see if I can snag a few of them. Anyway, back to what I was reading. It's 18. Was it 18? I thought it was later than that. Anyway, I don't know. Because I thought it was either 20 or 21. But anyway, read this. I enjoyed the heck out of. I've enjoyed this whole Poison Ivy run. I think G. Willow Wilson has done a great job with this book. I love the voice she's given Pamela this whole time. I thought this was an excellent take on her origin. It was interesting. I love how it weaved in almost all our major characters are related to the Green and DC universe and how she got her origin. I particularly enjoyed the whole thing with Batman and her trying to like reach out to him and his distrust, even though she wasn't doing anything like when she first got started. And I thought it was all just super well done. I continue to enjoy this. I'm looking forward to another showdown. I will say the one thing here is the first story arc was so good. And it was Jason Woodrue was the villain, and it worked. And they set this back up to bring him back into the story. I do hope if they keep going when they finish this arc, and after we're going to have another showdown with him here, that we move on to somebody else. So we mix it up a little bit, give her a little different, maybe move away from this whole stuff with the Lambda spores, and we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be just something that continues to be a thing, but we'll see where it goes. But I hope she keeps. I've enjoyed the heck out of it, so I don't want to like complain, but I do hope. I'm a little fearful it's going to start getting a little repetitive. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Which I feel like it's done a couple times. But I know this guy's still reading it. I'm curious what he thinks of it. So that's why I pre-order everything. I don't have an LCS to go get them, so that's why I pre-order everything. So it does make it hard if you got to make choices early on. Oh God, I hope not. No. Leave her with Harley. That's where she belongs. So, all right. Next other series, and I kind of Birds of Prey. Caught up on Birds of Prey. Aren't you reading Poison Ivy? Poison Ivy? Yes. Aren't you? I thought you were. I will say, these, excluding Titan's book, the best 4 books I think going right now that I've been reading are Poison Ivy, Birds of Prey. There's the 4 books I'm about to talk about, so we'll see. Or that I've started talking about and I'm going to continue to talk about. I love this freaking book. Kelly Thompson. So I was a big fan of Birds of Prey, the very first series, when it came out, like in the 90s. Barbara, I don't know why I've never gone after any Canary books like in my collection. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I love Dinah as a character. I don't know why I haven't bought any of her keys, like, or covers or anything. I may have to fix that going forward. We'll see. But this is so well done. I love that they've included Barda. I love that they've included Cass. Zealot and Harley have stepped away at this point. Sin is now fully a part kind of the team. We get Vixen coming in here as part of this. We get a shot at the end of this and of them all in fancy, sexy, basically lingerie things. So Kelly Thompson is playing to, a little to the male ego a little bit by putting them in sexy outfits as they go undercover. The sequence where someone is using Vixen's clothing line to like mind control people. And they're like, mind controlled clothes when they're being attacked at this little gala where they're all in like dressed up like they're models. And they're talking about the people that are attacking them being mind controlled by the clothes. And Barter rips her clothes off to fight nude. And they're all like, Barter, what are you doing? You said mind control clothes. And they're like, no. They're all just like, I am not ready for this. Barta has been maybe my favorite part of this book so far. I was never I didn't know a lot about Barta as a character. I freaking love Barta. Like, Barta just has been phenomenal in this book. Her interactions with Cass, her interactions with Wonder Woman that was part of the first arc, this sequence here, and then at the end, they're like, Barta, put some clothes on. She's like, fine, whatever. She just like rips a drapery down and wraps it around herself. It's so like, it's super funny, but she's not like, it's not like silly funny or anything. It's just so well done the way they play Barta in this. And then the moment at the end of this, of issue 8, when whatever's happening here, Barbara gets, so spoilers here if you haven't read this, but if you are, you read it, but where they all like, when the bad thing appears to happen to Barbara, and they all just like dive into the unknown to follow her, without a moments of hesitation. Like, it's so Birds of Prey for me. It's what the book has always been about. Like, so well, it's just so well done. Like, yeah, they don't know what they're stepping into, and they're like, but she's in trouble, we're going. And I just think it's been really, really well done. I love the art. Bel Air, or Pena. I don't remember who's the artist on this. That was Bel Air, but they listed Bel Air last and Pena second. So I'm not 100% sure. Javier Pena is the artist. Jordi Belair is the colors. Okay. Both of them. The colors are like his use of the colors, the use of the art. It's kind of a throwback style that I wouldn't necessarily thought I would love. I love it. I love the style. I have to, like, there's a ton of somewhat sexy variants for the series so far. And I pretty much just, because I'm limiting myself to one cover, I keep having to get the A cover because it fits with the book. It works so well. Like, I'm digging the hell out of the series. Yeah, John's loving Barta too. That whole sequence for their, Barta, like, it's so good. And then the sequence in 7 where they're training Sin, and Barta's giving running commentary as she's trying to fight Cass. It's so good. Barta is the standout. She is absolutely the standout. All right, keep moving here. We're 40 minutes in, and I'm still on my reading. Nightwing. We talked about Nightwing earlier. Alan, I think, talked about that. Nightwing was really good early. And through 78 through 100, like, I forgave the stuff that like the Heartless stuff was taking time. Barta and Black Canary. I've already done a Black Canary was actually the first female DC character I did a Let's Collect for. It's probably dated a little bit, but it is in there. If you go to the thing, it's all in there. And other than covers, there's not really anything that would be different now. Now, the format of the video, it's longer than what I'm doing now. I didn't have the slides and stuff. Those videos were a little bit longer. But yeah, all the info is there. So there is a Black Canary Let's Collect out there. Alan talked a little bit about Nightwing, that it hadn't been as good, that they kind of drug out the Heartless thing. Well, they just kind of went away from the Heartless thing. After the stuff with Blockbuster and everything at the end, going up through basically 100, I think that maybe is why I didn't like We had the whole thing with the Titans, and then we had the whole thing with the pirate stuff. And Nightwing, I felt like it kind of lost its way. I did really enjoy 112. It was kind of a side 11 and 12, 111, 112 were kind of a side mission with Batman, different artists, helping a kid, whose parents had died, which has been something they've done already once a little bit here, but it's still a really well done story. It was good. His voice for Nightwing is so well done. I thought 113, which was Legacy issue 300, was phenomenal. The stuff with Barbara, the stuff with the other Robins, the stuff with the Titans, or actually that was in 112. The stuff with Bruce and Gar was really well done. Yeah, I think we're back on track, and we finally see Heartless again, and obviously this is setting up Tom Taylor's finale on Nightwing 114 through, I think it's a 4-issue, maybe 5-issue. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5 issues. The Fall of Grayson, where Heartless is going to become the main thing here. Clearly Heartless we see at the end of 113 here, setting up what's about to come. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to regret seeing Tom Taylor go off the book because I doubt we get as good of stories with the next writer, but I'm just glad we got this Taylor Bruno Redondo run on Nightwing after the crap that came before. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So I get it. I'm looking forward to the finale here. We'll see what the 4 issues are, but I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. All right. The best series going right now, bar none. As much as I love Birds of Prey, as much as I love Nightwing, best series going right now. I was 2 issues behind on Wonder Woman. One of them didn't really matter. This was a fun Diana Clark story, hunting for a gift for Bruce and all this kind of stuff. It was a fun story about their friendship, that kind of stuff. It was solid. It was good. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. This is maybe the best single issue I've read in forever. Holy crap, is this good? She's been captured. Like, if you've been reading this, she's dealing with this secret element that's basically controlling the American government that has tried to turn the American people against the Amazons. Diana's been trying to figure out what the truth is. Oh, best series, best issue, freaking amazing. You're a Nightwing. Yeah, that was a good, for sure. The Lasso of Lies, this whole thing, like, and they're trying to manipulate her throughout this issue, giving her visions, using the lasso on her. And I love how this resolves, how this plays out. Like, the whole time we've been getting the commentary from the Sovereign, who's kind of the bad guy here. He's been the voiceover. He's been telling the story. The thing is, he's telling the story to Trinity years in the future of what happened. And like, you can hear like the begrudging respect he has for it. It's just so well handled. I love that Tom Taylor's used his voice, like, instead of necessarily Diana's, to just talk in like awe of who she is. Like, ultimately, like, even though he's like, we were gonna beat her down, and like, but then you can't, but you hear the awe he has in his voice for who she is and how she handles all this. And the conversation in her mind with her mother, the conversation with her mother when the note she is, I think the conversation with her mother is my favorite part, because her mother's like, I tried this and this and this, and when have you ever listened to me? Like, you told me it couldn't be broken. And she's like, when have you ever listened to me, daughter? And it's so well, it's just so good. It's so good. It's freaking phenomenal right now. So yeah, if you've not been reading Wonder Woman, I don't know what to tell you. It's the best thing going right now, and I don't think it's particularly close. I really don't. It is the best thing going right now, and it's not particularly close in my opinion. Are you reading? I'm not reading any indies at the moment. And that might, if that's a what if aliens with Bert survived, yeah, that might be technically a Marvel book at this point. But and yeah, I'm not reading hardly any Marvel. I'm definitely not reading any what ifs or alien stuff. Yeah, read of the week easily. I think it's my read of the year to this point. But I know you've read some indie stuff that you love, John, that I have not read yet. So I am not. I dropped World's Finest because I was trying to cut back and it just didn't make the cut. I know everyone says it's continued to be really, really good. So I probably regret that. But I'm trying not to have so many new issues. And there's probably some series I could get rid of and sort of replace with World's Finest because it's probably better. But it didn't. So I think I read through like 15 or 16, and then that's as far as I went with World's Finest at this point. I may read it on the app. I need to go back and read it on the app and get caught up as far as the app is caught up. All right, so that's the read. That took forever, but it was worth it this week. I was catching up, and all those series are really, really good right now. So I was super happy with what I read today. Now, I think my reading stack for tomorrow is probably not quite as quality. That's what I've been reading. I mean, those Catwoman books are in there, along with this regular Batman at the moment, which so we'll see. All right. What are we watching? Well, we're watching X-Men 97. So I'm 47 minutes in. I'm just now getting to episode 6 of X-Men 97. And unlike last week where we spent like 30 minutes talking about X-Men 97, yeah, I'm not going to spend that much time this week. Still enjoying the heck out of the show. And obviously, there's no way episode 6 was going to compete with the quality that was episode 5. Overall, I think the quality of the show has been fantastic. I think the pacing is still a little frantic for me. Charles getting his little intro on. I do feel like at times, the majority of the time, the just rapid fire pacing has worked. But man, I wish they would just let some stuff breathe just a little bit. Hey, S. Vaughn, 82, what is going on, sir? I just wish they'd let some things breathe. The Charles stuff this episode, I thought was interesting. Like, the whole stuff with the Shire and Landra, and I don't know, that stuff has never been necessarily my favorite X-Men stuff. I do find it interesting. The name CP, that episode was so good. That episode 5 was so good. I talked about it last week if you want to dig in there. Charles stuff was fine. I do think it's funny that, and I hope they follow up on it, that him coming back to Earth is actually going to cause more problems than if he just stayed away. Because a lot of the goodwill that they've gotten, the way they've set up in the show, is most of the goodwill they've gotten is because he died, and everybody feels like that was an injustice. And they're like, and if he shows up alive, the whole world's going to be like, you lied to us. Like, and all the people, they're going to use it against them so much. So yeah, he's actually going to cause more problems. I'll be honest, and this is me, these are my biases showing when it comes to X-Men, but I don't need Charles. I would have preferred to see the rest of the group get through it without Chuck. The aftermath of what happened without Chuck and without Magneto. I really would. I get that they were both in X-Men 1. They're a big part of X-Men history, but I don't need Chuck and Magneto in everything. I just don't. I would happily have gotten the rest of this season being none. If this had been episode 10, teasing Charles' return for season 2, I would feel a lot more positive about it than I did this episode. I'm just saying. Like, I feel like there's no need for him to be back already. Now, the other side of this, the side, my children, I must go back. Yeah. I don't, you guys know how I feel about Cyclops, but I just, narratively, I think it would be better if the rest of them would have been on their own, even with Cyclops being the leader. Like, at least for a little while. He doesn't, they had Charles died, Magneto swooped in to lead them and save them all. Now Magneto's gone, and Chuck's gonna come swooping back in. It's like, none of that seems necessary. Let them lead themselves. Like, that's just me. I could have done without it. I'll be honest. Yes. The other half of the episode, my frustration with the Storm version of Life Death continues. And it's really the Storm Forge stuff. Like, I feel like they rushed through this whole thing. They clearly rushed through the period of her without her powers, which I think is so powerful. Like, they skipped the whole part, which was she was the leader and doing amazing things without her powers. That's the term she came to in the comics. Like, she could still lead the X-Men with no powers because that's who she is. And they skipped all of that to rush back to giving her powers back. Like, the stuff with Forge and them being in love, like, there's no build. It's just there. They just like, yep, they love each other. And it's like, what? Like, she met him at the end of the episode where she left the X-Men, and then they show up and they have feelings for each other after like 2 weeks. And then it's clear he was trying to make up for a betrayal of other mutants by making the weapons, but she loves him. It's just, none of that. I was so disappointed. Now, I thought the adversary stuff and using the adversary, the way that the scene, I will say, the sequence at the end where she's in the mine, the adversary's coming for her, it's trying to manipulate her, and the way she regains her powers in the field. Like, I think that works really well. It's just rushed. It just, my whole thing with it is rushed. You mean Deathbird? I assume you mean Deathbird. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I'd forgotten or if I never knew that Deathbird was Lilandra's sister in the comics. I've always just thought of Deathbird as like a Carol villain. I never really I don't know. I don't remember making that connection. I could be just me forgetting. Yeah. But anyway, I will say that is, I thought 2 episodes, the Jubilee thing was fine. It was kind of silly. It was fine. The stuff with Charles this week was fine. I could have done without it. I could have waited longer to see Chuck come back. But for the most part, everything has been super enjoyable. And even the Storm Life Death stuff was enjoyable, but boy, I just felt like it was a giant missed opportunity. Like, episode 5, they hit that out of the park, out of the, not over the wall, out of the ballpark. They absolutely crushed that episode. And I would have liked to have, Life Death is such a great story. And I feel like they swung and missed. I would love to know. I bet he's gone. He's probably doing stuff with the family, not really listening. I'd love to hear what John's take. Maybe offline, I'll have to corner him and see what his take is on the Life Death stuff. I think he did a little short, and he talked about it, that he enjoyed it more than me. I'd love to know what I'm missing, that why, for me, it just did not land. And why it landed for him. I would be very curious, because I was just super disappointed. I just didn't feel like it worked. I didn't think that, don't get me wrong, I think the little finale with the adversary worked, but where did the adversary come from? And like the feelings for Ford, all of it just felt like we got to get her powers back in like 2 episodes. And it's like, no, she can be valuable and important before she gets her powers back, so that when she gets them back, I don't know. It just felt like a missed opportunity. So, all right, that's my complaining about X-Men 97 episode, the Life Death Story stuff. With that, I think we're ready for a few minutes of whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't have a ton of time left, but yeah. Hope the dog was stirring here. I know, you're ready for bed. You want to go to bed as soon as it's dark. Ridiculous dog. Sam, oh man, I'd like to go to bed when it's dark. Yeah, he wasn't having to see Charles. Now John comes back in. We do. So I don't know if he caught any of my rant about the storm stuff. How disappointed I was. But yeah. But yeah, I was on the same page. I could have done without the Chuck for a while. I wanted neither. But my rant from earlier, John, was that like this scene with Chuck should have been like in the finale, setting up his return to next season. That's what I would have rather have had. I just thought, like, I love Storm, and I get that you love Storm, but did you not feel like it was just rushed? Like, I didn't feel like they set up the relationship with Forge at all. It was just there, even though they just met in episode 3, right at the end when he comes in. I'm an old friend of Charles, and then we're supposed to buy that they have feelings for each other, and that she would still have feelings for this man she just met after she finds out that he like was behind all of this. Like, they didn't set up any of that. They didn't set up why the adversary was there necessarily very well, and we didn't get Storm learning that she could still lead the X-Men and be valuable without her powers. We just skipped all that. And you were like, you loved it. So I don't know. Yes, it's moving at a, like, there's no reason she needed to get her powers back till like the second to last episode of the season at earliest, so that she had them for whatever the finale is. Like, I realize it moves faster because it's a show, but I don't know. I would love to see her be valuable without them for herself, and then get them back. But whatever, it's fine. I clearly had, I don't know. Like I said, I thought episode 5 they hit a grand slam, and I thought they swung a miss on the Storm Life Death stuff. And other than the final scene where when she channels the power again, realizes that it's still there with the adversary, the very final scene was great. But all of the stuff before that didn't work for me. It just didn't. I thought it moved too fast. I didn't think it was set up well enough. That's a good question. So I finally got the little bit of money that I'd been waiting for in terms of a reimbursement from some stuff from work and some other things, and my tax return. And I was debating, like, where am I going to go? I'm going to use some of it, more of it, for some stuff that I need, for something I need at the house that I've been wanting to get and I've been putting off, related to my truck and some other stuff, like for like practical purposes. So it's a little less there than what I was thinking in terms of what I was going to spend on a book. But I can still get a pretty big book. I just don't know for sure. I've been looking at a lot of the sensations. Like, that's been a thing that's been on my list. I've been looking at some of those Golden Age Catwoman related books. They're on my list. I'm not 100% sure where I want to go. And so I'm going to have to think about, like, there's a couple books out there. I haven't decided which one I really want to pursue and which one I want to, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just a little torn at the moment. So I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. I'll be honest. I could do another book, like I could literally buy one right now, and the funds are there. It's just a matter of this. I'm not 100% sure which way I want to go, so I'm trying to be patient and think it through. And but yeah, I mean, it's probably. I mean, there's a copy of this I've been looking at for a while that I haven't done anything with, and there's a couple different sensations that I've been looking at, and there's actually some that first Black Widow. There's a couple of those that are for really good prices right now. That book has come down quite a bit. That are on kind of my hunt list. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure which way I'm going to go. GB, if my birthday was sometime before the next whatever report, would that move to the next Let's Collect? Not asking for a rent. You mean next week? Well, happy birthday early then, sir. But there's no chance that a Dazzler Let's Collect is coming out this week. And the people have spoken. You got outvoted this time. So, yeah. And last time the vote was super close. And actually, I think after I cut it off, you managed to get Donna to the lead after it was over. I don't know. I have to go back and look. Who's actually winning that vote now? Because it's still up there. People could still technically vote. Like even now. No, Raven edged back ahead in the long term. She still ended up slightly ahead, but it was super close. This is not close. The people have spoken. 4-person poll, and one of them got 50%. That is not close. So, yeah, it's going to be Emma. It's going to be Emma. Sorry. I mean, move her to the top of the result. Would that move Dazzler to the next? Yeah, well, that would be the next Let's Collect video. No, it's did I not do enough this last week for your birthday? With $2, not one, but $2 Troy videos, and I put it on the thumbnail. Was that not a good enough birthday present last? So, sorry. At some point, Dazzler is on the list, and at some point we will get to her. That's what you get for an upcoming birthday. How about that? Well, I don't know how much of that you knew about the transition from Diana Wonder Girl to Donna Wonder Girl. I'm curious how much of that was new or how much you already knew. Maybe most of it, but I would be curious to hear what you have to say before I get out of here. If any of that was new to you or if you actually knew all that history. I'm very curious. My guess is you knew most of it, but so. And then I think once he answers, we're going to get out of here. We're past our hour. So we didn't have much time for whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. But I appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour. And yeah. Read Wonder Woman. Read Birds of Prey. Poison Ivy. Read the new Nightwing, the final Nightwing arc by Tom Taylor. All of them are fantastic. So yeah, there you go. Wow. I did not know you had all WW from own title from Silver Age to present. I didn't know you had all of them. That is impressive, sir. I knew you had a lot of them. I did not know you had that complete run from Silver Age to present. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. And with that, yeah, we're going to call it a night. The dog is like, take me outside so I can do my business and go to bed. That is right. It is time to walk the puppy dog because he is ready. That's going to be a steep cliff. I will say, I've been looking at Wonder Woman books and like sensations, and I actually think there's more Wonder Woman covers than sensation covers that I love. But there are. I still think my favorite 2 or 3 are sensations, but like overall number of really great covers, I feel like there's maybe more Wonder Woman covers from the Golden Age, but. Anyway, that's just me. All right, gang. We're going to get out of here. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate it. Even if John is wrong, but that's okay. All right, gang. Later.